Hello, my name is Noah Johnson, and today we will be discussing the evolution of superhero films. Ever since its creation, humankind has always looked for a savior who they could idolize and follow. It is this thinking that has led to the creation of legendary pantheons such as the Norse and Greek gods, and more recently, the idea of superheroes. During the first quarter of the 20th century, comic strips were a major form of entertainment, as they introduced new heroic characters into existence, such as the Phantom and Zorro. In fact, it is Zorro who inspired what some consider to be the first superhero film, entitled The Mark of Zorro in 1920. In 1934 and 1939, DC Comics and Timely Comics, the precursor to present-day Marvel Comics, was founded respectively, and shortly after their founding, each company created comic book characters who quickly found themselves on the silver screen. Examples of this are DC Comics' Batman and Superman film serials, made in 1943 and 1948 respectively, and Timely/Marvel Comics' Captain Marvel and Captain America film serials made in 1941 and 1944 respectively. By the time of the 1950s, the television had become ubiquitous within American homes, which as a result caused film studios to start producing superhero-themed TV shows to reflect the era's social and political climate. The first of such shows was The Adventures of Superman, starring George Reeves, from 1952 to 1958. The TV series Batman, starring Adam West, soon followed in the 1960s, while other shows such as The Incredible Hulk, Wonder Woman, Doctor Strange, Shazam, and The Adventures of Spider-Man came about in the 1970s. The superhero film genre would be changed forever in 1978 when the mega blockbuster entitled Superman was released to the world. This film was directed by Richard Donner and starred Christopher Reeves as the famous Caped Kryptonian. However, due to its overwhelming success, the film would go on to spawn 4 sequels and become the template for all future superhero films to follow. In contrast to DC Films' success in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, Marvel was struggling to stay alive, and following the failure of their first modern film, Howard the Duck, in 1986, they was forced to file for bankruptcy 10 years later in 1996 and sell off a majority of their characters to other film studios. However, everything changed in 2009 when Disney purchased Marvel and placed producer Kevin Feige as his head man, who soon began producing movies based around the core Avengers characters, such as Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Captain America. This culminated in the 2012 blockbuster film entitled The Avengers, and as a result established what would become the first cinematic universe. The decades-long rivalry between Marvel and DC reached its climax when in 2013 DC decided to start its own cinematic universe with the Superman reboot film entitled Man of Steel, which was followed soon after by Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman. Despite this, Marvel remained strong with films such as Captain America: Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Black Panther, and a scheduled 2018 film entitled Avengers: Infinity War, which plans to break records as having a film budget of over $1 billion. DC plans to counter this with the upcoming film entitled Justice League, ensuring that the rivalry will continue well into the 2020s.